Guess I'm doing another video. Where were we? Positive people. Positive people that can't stand negativity. You know, people like this, perhaps you are one of these pieces of shit. They're just like, I just want to be in a little bubble where, like, everything happens for a reason, and, you know, it's like, I tell myself this shit too, but, like, I don't try to make other people live in the same bubble with me. You know? That's the difference with me. You know? Like, that's the problem with fucking Republicans. You know, they'd be fine if the Republicans could just, like, go off in their own little country, you know, of, like, idiotville, and, you know, they could just, you know, believe that, like, sex is for procreation only, and every time that you, drink too much, like, that's God's way of telling you to have a kid, and, you know, if they want to believe all that bullshit, like, they can believe it in their own fucking country where they don't have to negatively impact the rest of the world. Anyway. So I guess that was Republicans. See, that was on the list, but I mean, I guess I skipped ahead. Republicans. Oh, next on the list, Democrats. Oh, you think that just because you're not a Republican, you're cool? That doesn't mean anything. Think for yourself. I guess people think they're cooler because they're blue. That's why Democrats are blue. Republicans are red because Republicans are feisty. White people. Big surprise there. Yeah, I don't really feel like my race, ever. I've never felt like my race. Never felt like my gender. I've never felt like, it made any sense for me to be an American. Like, I mean, I wonder. I often wonder if, like, if I was born somewhere else, you know, like, maybe I was born, on another planet, and the aliens sent me here as some sort of punishment. That would make a lot of sense. That would make way more sense than anything else. Oh, independence. You know, people say, I vote independent. Like, no, the fuck you don't. You're voting. That's not independent at all. If you're truly independent, you know, you'd be in a fucking bunker like me. Okay, reasons to hate immigrants. I say mean things. I say mean things about mean people, about people that I don't think actually give the shit that they think they give. I say mean things to people that don't understand people with mental illness. I say mean things to people that are petty and just want to stay petty. I have a saying, like, never be a bitch unwarranted. You know? Like, so if you have a cunt, you know, you can be a cunt. It's very possible. And I feel like a lot of women are cunts. And it's like, I want to tell them, like, man, just because you have one doesn't mean that you have to act the part. But I would say the same thing to a total dickhead, you know? It's like, don't think I just hate women. I don't like the way that they behave. I mean, I don't like the way the men behave either, but I think that our gender roles are so defined in this country that, like, I'm considered rebellious just because I don't shave my armpits. You know how fucking stupid that shit is? All right. So look at all this. I wrote all this in the drive-thru today, along with a bunch of other stuff that I wrote, including what I just read to you. Okay. So unanswered questions that boggle my mind, and will boggle my mind until I die. And I tell myself that in the magical afterlife that doesn't actually exist, I will figure out all the answers to these questions, such as, what happened to my keys that night after I left the bar? I will never know. I left my house keys somewhere. I don't know what happened to them. And I don't know how drunk I would have had to be to, like, bury my keys. Or, like, throw my keys into the sewer. or just like give my keys to like a little cat wandering around, be like, hey man, take these. I could just totally see that happening. Like just talking to a cat when I'm like really, really drunk and like telling them to take my keys and them like listening to me because like cats and I are like in cahoots. Anyway, what happened to my shoe that night after I got thrown out of club play? That's right, I got thrown out of club play. That's a gay club in Nashville. 2 bouncers had to throw me out, and I lost a shoe. And I've lost a lot of self-respect. I lost a lot of self-respect that year. But I still think that losing that shoe was a much greater loss. Okay, so this is another question. What happened to my video footage? Now, everybody is telling me, like, that somebody, like, whoever, like, took my camera, obviously just sold it, you know, because they could just make money off of it. I mean, if they're eating at Wendy's, you know, they're fucking cheap. So, like, so they probably sold my shit. Maybe you should check the pawn shops around here. Are there pawn shops around here? Good question. All right, well, see, I've ran all these different directions with like these possibilities, like what could have happened to my footage, right? And this is what I'm concerned about. Somebody, the wrong person, will find my footage and take it to the CIA, and I will soon be called in for questioning in regards to my jokes about society collectively killing itself, as well as Trump haters taking matters into their own hands and dismantling the government. That's one scenario. Or somebody, the right person, will find my footage and be instantly intrigued by my off-the-wall personality and tell every cool person to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in less than an hour, that's right, less than an hour, every cool person on the entire planet will know who the fuck I am, alright? Or, another scenario, somebody, the wrong person, will find my footage and having a fetish for fecal matter will become stupidly obsessed with me not knowing the underlying reason behind all of my documented bathroom sessions. I'm not going to go into that yet. Okay, this is the final scenario that I came up with, and this is my favorite scenario thus far. Somebody, the right person, will find my footage and having somewhat of a thing for crazy bitches with abandonment issues will become stupidly obsessed with me and make it their personal goal to star in the love porno. Now I realize that I need to write the love porno. That's what I've been putting off, and it's because I live there, you know? Like, you know, it's hard to write about addiction when you're in it, you know? Like, I always told myself that I was going to write about it, like I was just going to drink like super hard. Like, yeah, I'm going to write about alcoholism, you know? And that was cool. So, yeah, I mean, obviously that didn't, I didn't get anything done because I was too busy drinking. And like, it's very similar, you know, with sex. Like if you're like constantly thinking about sex and, you know, you live in this other world, it's going to be hard for you to come out of it long enough to be able to like, you know, tell that story. Because it's going to be like a conflict of interest, you know, with my brain. Because my brain's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is the only way that we can stay alive. And it's like, I tell myself that, like, if I show other people, like, what's going on inside my head, that it won't be as real to me. But that's bullshit. Because it's not like my lunacy has some sort of limit. You know? Like, oh, people know about this. Like, well, I mean, like, that's like if I told myself that I wasn't gonna like drink as much because I didn't want to embarrass myself. You know, like I always thought that was gonna work, but it never did. I wish that it did though, because we'd still be drunk.